In this video, I will walk through importing GIS data, specifically contour data, into Civil3D to create a surface. There's a handy tool for that right here on the ribbon. But before we get to that, you may have downloaded this data. In a previous video, we talked about downloading topographic data from the Minnesota DNR. And if you did that, and you got your email and were able to successfully download a file, probably what you got was something that looks like this, with a different name, but some random combination of letters that is a zipped folder. And it probably shows up in your downloads folder. So the first thing we want to do before we can start playing in Civil3D is we need to extract that folder. And if you right click on that folder, you'll get this right click menu which includes extract all. So I'm going to extract that folder, and I'm going to extract it right in place. So it put a new folder that is not a compressed or zipped folder right next to the original zipped folder. And it shows me here the contents of that extracted folder, and it looks like I've got about 8 files here, and what we are going to use is this AutoCAD shape source file, which is called contour. Actually, what we're going to use is this contour2f3m.shapefile. But I'm going to leave all of those files in place and close that window, and then I will bring up Civil3D. We've got the surfaces drop down right here, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to create surface from GIS data, which brings up a window here, and there's a few steps we can go through. First of all, it's going to create a surface object, and I'm going to name that surface. I'm just going to call it Mintopo surface. I could add a description here. I'm not going to for this exercise. The style is going to default to 2 and 10 foot contours in a background style, which is grayed out. I'm going to bring in a design style that shows a little color for major and minor contours, and then I want 1 foot contour intervals, with 5 foot intervals being the major contour. So I'm going to select that for my style. The layer defaults to C topo. I'm going to leave that alone, as well as the render material. Then we can click next, and like I said before, we're going to use that shape file. So I'm going to select shape, the SHP, and then I need to browse to that file, and I happen to have that file ready to go. Again, if you downloaded this from the DNR, it probably put it in your downloads folder, so you'll have to navigate to your downloads folder or wherever you put your zipped folder until you can find this file. So we can click on that and then open it, and then we need to log into that data. So I'm going to log in and check the box next to that contour2f3m, and right now there's no coordinate system in my drawing. If this were an actual civil engineering scenario, I probably would have set a coordinate system, but that's for a different video. And for right now, I'll click next. I'm not going to change any of the options in the geospatial query right now, so I'll click next again. But here in the data mapping page, I need to change the elevation of my GIS information to elevations in Civil3D, so that the lines I'm bringing in are going to have elevations attached to them. And then I can click finish. And you'll probably get a window that pops up telling you you've got a bunch of errors. I'm going to ignore these errors and click the green check mark. And then you'll notice you're probably looking at a blank screen. But if I do a zoom extents or a ZE command and hit return, I see a surface. I see contour lines, and I see a nice boundary line here on my surface. And it looks like everything has come in very nicely. Now, again, this is a 3D surface object, so if I click on any one contour, I'm highlighting the entire surface. And also, if I hover my mouse or my cursor in any one spot, I'm able to see first a surface object and then a z coordinate or an elevation wherever I hover my cursor. So at this particular point, 1470.25 feet, which, just for the sake of example, in this particular spot, 1472. So you can see the elevations have changed, and I am now able to do all kinds of fun things with this surface. So that concludes this video, and we will pick up more fun things to do in Civil 3D in our next video.